Welcome to the One Life, One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have a very, very, very special guest, a fucking living legend, a hero, an amazing human, a fucking pioneer, all the above, my good friend for many, many years, Mr. Vinny Stigma. Welcome to the show, Vinny.
Thank you very much, Toby. Thank you for that intro, man. That's very nice of you. Appreciate that.
Of course. So before we get talking about life and such, how you doing, man? You doing good?
I'm doing good. I'm practicing we'll leave it for tomorrow.
Oh, shit. Okay,
tomorrow
awesome.
morning, I get a plane, 7 o'clock. We're in Florida tomorrow. I got Tampa, Melbourne, and Miami.
Awesome.
And Freddie, I think, is putting on the shows with the Black and Blue production.
Great.
And, we go down there once a year. We see Roger's family, and we do all that stuff, get the Cuban cigars, the Cuban food,
Yeah,
do
awesome.
all the mambo in all over. I mambo my all across Florida. I'll be mamboing. It'd be fun. Food, cigars, my friends, you know.
So what is like a day in the life of Vinny Stigma? Because I know music is your life.
All right. I woke up today, made myself breakfast. I played a little guitar. I just had my lunch. I made raviolis.
Nice.
I go to DiPaolo, to the gourmet place right down the block. I got the cheese. I went there. I spent like $70 yesterday on gourmet food.
Wow.
Just so I could cook for myself for the week.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I sit here. I practice my guitar, take a shower, do what I got to do, go check the mail, throw out the garbage. Talk to a few friends.
Yeah.
I'm looking out my window right now, and it's snowing lightly, but really nice.
I love New York.
I'm waiting. I'm hanging out with you now.
Yeah, I love New York when it snows, and it's like it's like quiet. There's a bed of snow, and it's kind of chill outside. It's pretty awesome. I miss that.
Yeah, I know. I need the seasons. I can't stay in like one like a Florida or.
Yeah.
I need the seasons for some reason. It changes my attitude.
Yeah.
It gives me like a renewal kind of thing,
Yeah. So for those who don't know, The Godfather of Hardcore is an amazing movie documentary out right now about Agnostic Front. It's not your typical music documentary. It's more about the people and the human side of it, and growing old together and playing music together in everybody's different lives. But for the people who haven't seen it yet, Vinny, how was it? I mean, you pretty much lived in that neighborhood your entire life in Mott Street, around that area, right?
All my life. I'm a true New Yorker, born in Hell's Kitchen, West Side, December 3rd, 1955. The world will never be the same. The city's got a new claim to fame.
So
you write a song. You write it about yourself. You write it about what you experience,
So growing up for you, like, how were you in school? Did you like school? Did you get good grades? Did you graduate, pass, and all that shit, or no?
No, I wasn't too good in school, but I wasn't a bad kid, I just wanted to get the fuck out,
Mm-hmm.
and run around, but I always wanted to be in a band. I music always, there was something about it that was aloof for me.
Yeah.
My uncles played guitar, and my mom played piano, and anytime I see, like, especially like I do, like I was just doing some doo-wop songs right now.
Oh, wow.
And I'll sing you one or two, right, like while we're on the radio.
Okay.
But I get a kick out of getting like a bunch of guys together, especially a cappella and doo-wop.
Yeah.
I got a whole list. I was just making it up this morning in case I go to Cousin Joey's party. I want to bring my acoustic guitar and have some guys sing a little doo-wop and have some fun. Nothing better than that. Nothing more fun.
Classic. Yeah.
Just getting around and singing and having a good time. The guys and the gals. It's pretty cool.
So when did you get? How old when you got your first guitar and like realized like I want to be a musician?
I was about 12 to 14, somewhere in there.
Damn.
And I got an acoustic guitar. And I didn't want an acoustic guitar. I wanted an electric guitar.
Yeah.
There was no way I was going to like have an acoustic. I mean, a guitar is a guitar. I realize it now.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, 12, 14 years old, I wanted that electric guitar. Finally, I got an electric guitar. I got I got a Fender Mustang. It was a blue guitar with a blue Royal racing stripe on it. I thought it was the coolest little guitar. I wish I had it today.
Yeah,
it came
awesome.
with an alligator case.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
the old alligator cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get that no more.
Yeah.
You know, those cases are worth money now. Cases are worth money.
I'm sure.
Not even the guitar. Because I'm endorsed by ESP Guitars.
Nice.
And they send me guitars. I said, good, you can send me guitar, but can you do me a favor, please? Can you send a guitar case? I need guitar cases.
Because you travel so much. So when you started playing guitar, so how old were you when you in your first band?
Well, I was in my first band when I was really like 12. Like,
wow.
But we were hard. We weren't a real band, you know. Like,
yeah.
But I have photos of me and the guys with, you know, we got polka dot shirts and like gum collar, you know, the Garrison belts.
Yeah.
And, you know, corduroy pants, and you could see it's, you know, from that era.
Yeah.
And my first band was the Rough Riders.
Rough Riders.
And it was me, Paulie Red, Frankie Japp, my cousin Baps, and, you know, it was cool. And I still see the fellas. You know?
Still around, right? Yeah.
And then, you know, but my first real band was Black Angus with Sally Donuts and Frankie Heroes. And they were Italian, and my friend Dennis. They were kids from the neighborhood. And anyway, I was just on the corner. Just the other day, it was 27 years ago, my friend Sal passed away.
Oh,
he was my bass player. Yeah, he became obese, and he got really fat. So when he passed away, the fire department had to come and get him and take him out the window.
Shit.
And and I never forget, it was a real windy day that day. And he was in the basket and with the cherry picker, and it was rocking. And me and my friends were down there. We were saying, look at Sal, still rocking.
Wow.
We were crying and laughing. And
how much did he weigh?
Enough to pull him out the window.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, he was like a 500, you know.
Holy shit.
He was always struggled with weight, you know, but towards the end, you know, after I went punk rock, because we're talking early, you know, 70s, early, mid 70s, I went punk rock. He went on drugs, and it was the drugs that killed him, you know. Yeah, you know, so. Yeah. And he stood home, and, you know, he had no life. It was terrible.
Did you ever dabble in drugs when you were a kid? Like, you try things when you were younger and stuff?
Not really. I was really more of a talker and a coffee. I mean, I'll smoke a little pot. I'll have a can of beer with the fellas.
Yeah.
But I was never a drug guy, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Because, you know, hey, I don't mind a guy goes out for a night, you know, go ahead, you know, go on a bitch for a night, you want to get away from your wife or whatever the hell you want to do. But, you know, I could never do that, you know?
Yeah. What made you get into punk rock? Like, what was that transition for you? Like, you just were connected to it somehow?
Well, I was already a musician, and I was already in bands, and I never liked, you know, I come from the Jimi Hendrix right into punk rock era.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I never forget, when I was like listening to like the Led Zeppelins and the Jimi Hendrix, and when things were getting heavy, I was like, wow, I can't wait for like 10 more years from now how heavy the music would be, I would say to myself.
Yeah.
This is before punk rock.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you come up with like a Neil Sedaka song.
Neil Sedaka, yeah.
Like, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit? You know?
My mom like that.
Anyway, then when punk rock came, because I only lived around the corner from CBGB's, I was already a musician.
Yeah.
I was already going to studios in Midtown in New York City.
Yeah.
You know, dabbling, jamming around, making friends. I'm a good friend maker. That's one thing I like to do.
You're a people person.
I tell everybody, make friends better than making an enemy.
Yeah.
Because, like, for instance, I'm going to go to Florida now. I got a lot of friends down there. They're going to take me out to dinner. They're going to get me cigars. They're going to get me a nice bottle of wine. They're going to treat me nice. I go down there with enemies. They're looking to kill me. So you make a friend. It's better off. It's a lot easier.
Exactly.
It's a lot more rewarding.
100%. So you making friends at that point, and then started going to CBGBs, and that's when everything pretty much changed for you, right?
CBGB's was around the corner from my house. I could throw a snowball, being it's snowing here. I could gather a snowball and throw it and hit CBGB's. That's how close I was. And before it was CBGB's, it used to be a Hilly's on the Bowery.
Okay,
that's what it was before it was CBGB's.
Yeah.
And it was a biker bar. And the older kids from my neighborhood, like my cousin and the guys that are like 5 years older than me, they used to go there.
Okay.
And, so it was like the dive bar of the neighborhood, but it was a little bit out of the neighborhood, but it was still in the neighborhood, And because I live on the edge of Little Italy, but it's still Little Italy,
Yeah, for sure.
And I used to go there and my cousins. And then when they started, and then I started going out and meeting friends, and I started going out to Max's Kansas City, and CBGB started, I started going to CBGB's, and I was, I was friends with Hilly before it was CBGB's, he loved me, Hilly, especially later on when I had the matinees, like in the 80s, because I already knew him like 10 years, and, you know what I did to CBGB's. I mean, I don't got to tell you. And I used to bring it. And as I do the load-in on Sunday matinees, I see Hilly, man, a few words. Hey, Hilly, how you doing? Hey, Vinny, how are you? Man, not much. We used to talk. Yeah, it's cold out. It's raining. How you doing? Just that and the other. I used to, here's how I catch him. Coffee? Yeah, I'll have a cup of coffee. So I go get the coffee, and I come back with the Italian cookies. I bring him like a bag of Italian cookies, and we'd have coffee together. I load in my equipment. I turn around, he's gone. And that was Hilly. He left the club. He left CBGB's to us. Roger used to run the bar there. Damn. And we policed it ourselves. Yeah. Ira was at the door.
What year was that?
That was 81.
Wow.
So
you guys
before 82, 83 the latest.
Yeah.
So say 82. It was around 82. He loved us, He trusted us with this fucking place.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We always respected it.
Yeah, so you guys put punk rock on the map pretty much at CBGB's. It seems like you guys took it over, kind of.
Yeah, also, speaking of taking it over, it was the night of the Ritz, when it was the Ritz.
Okay.
When we used to play the Ritz, like a hardcore or punk band, we used to go like first to see the Dead Kennedys or the bigger bands when they came here. We used to go there and we used to fight with the bouncers. Yeah. And they were assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Until one day, we beat up all the bouncers and we took it over and we became the bouncers. And that's when things changed.
Wow.
Instead of throwing kids off the stage, look, a kid comes on stage, he just wants to come up on stage and dive off. You usher them off.
Mm-hmm.
You don't throw them off or beat them up or throw them out. You just usher them off. They come up again, you usher them off again.
Yeah.
They didn't get it, these fucking guys, the bouncers back there. Now we run it, so we get it.
Yeah.
So things
That's
are
amazing.
a lot better.
Yeah.
Because, there was, how about fucking Lemoore's in Brooklyn?
Mm-hmm.
How about that kid? They threw the kid off stage, he died.
Yeah, man, I remember that.
They threw him out in the snow.
Yeah.
I mean, terrible.
Horrible.
Because
you guys came from the scenes. You know how to control it. You know how to... You know all about
exactly.
it.
You know what? That's exactly. We're part of it. We know it's you step on my foot, you push me. I know it's the pit. This is the way it is.
Yeah.
I know you're not doing it in vain.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing it together. It's not like I don't go for that tough guy thing. It's a fun thing.
Always has.
That's what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
To have fun. To have a good time. Make a friend, not an enemy.
Exactly. Did you when you get out of school, did you know what you wanted to do at that point? Like when you get out of high school, did you know you wanted to do music, or you just kind of?
Well, I really didn't go much to high school. I checked in and I checked right out,
mm-hmm.
and I was already in a band.
Damn.
I was like, this is it. I want to be in a band.
Wow.
So my mother told me, all right, you don't want to go to school, you got to go to work. So I washed dishes. I was a courier. You know, I did whatever I had to do. You know what I mean? I worked in a little warehouse. You know, but I didn't want to do that. And the money I got from that, I went for guitar lessons.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
And I studied under Ronnie Lee of the New York Philharmonic. It was $80 an hour then.
That's so much money back then. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was only making like $95 a week, $105 a week.
Holy shit.
So I would spend all my money on this lesson to learn how to read music and this, that, and the other thing.
Wow.
And I just someone looked him up on the internet for me, and he just passed away a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow.
You know? Yeah.
Holy shit. So that was your teacher.
I studied under a bunch of guys, you know. But I tell you, you know, especially today, the kids today, they're great, the kids today. You know, they play better than me. They tattoo better than me. They run faster than me. They do more push-ups than me. You know?
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. So I paved the way for these kids good because they're good kids and let them do their thing, you know? It's nice to see kids do a good, honest, clean thing.
Yeah. For music. I mean, like, you've been doing it your whole entire life. You've been a musician your whole entire life. It's pretty amazing, man.
But, you know, I'm just trying, you know?
Yeah.
So like I said, we're going down to Florida. As a matter of fact, I leave 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. I got a car coming for me to take me to the airport. I go down there. We're going to have the good time down there. Mambo all over Florida. You know, that's going to be fun with Roger's family.
Yeah.
I'll see Fred. Oh, Madball, I think they're on the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm going to see him this weekend out here. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Saturday, my friend from L.A. called me, told me about that. I was expecting seeing him down there, but okay, so be it. And, you know, and then the weekend after that, we're in Mexico.
Oh, wow, that's going to be awesome.
A couple of shows.
Yeah,
so that'll be pretty cool. You know, I got Renee. You know Renee.
Yeah.
My tour manager from Mexico. I love him. He's such a good guy.
So you love touring still, and what's amazing about you is you look young. You look in shape. You look young. You think it's because you get to?
I'm in shape.
Yeah.
I'm in shape right now, mentally, physically, in my heart. You know, I tell you, Toby, it keeps me in shape. I got to say right now.
Yeah.
Being on stage, running around, or going from place to place keeps me in shape.
Yeah. And young. You look young. You look great for your age, and like you're always smiling. And
I'm all right for my age because I was just looking at the thing about the guy with the Indian that was beating the drum in the kid's face. And
I
he's
saw
only a couple of months older.
I saw that.
Yeah, he was only a couple of months older than me, that guy. And I'm like, wow, this guy must use bad soap.
Must use what? Bad soap?
He used bad soap because he's only a couple of months older than me. I'm like, wow, this guy looks horrible.
Do you think it's part of that? You get to do what you love, and you're your own boss. You get to travel and make music, and that probably keeps you feeling young too. You know.
I think it's combination of that, and I think it's combination of your heart and being physically fit and physical, all that.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit to my diet too, because I basically eat Italian food, and I'm somewhat a vegetarian. Like that's all I eat is pasta. You know, and that's all I, pastas and. You know, and I eat like the oil, the garlic, the Italian food.
Yeah.
I don't eat junk food.
No.
I just don't. There was no junk food when I was a kid, They had a little bit of potato chips or potato sticks or whatever, and that was it.
Yeah. But you're not like a sweets guy, like a heavy sweets guy. Like, that's not your thing.
What?
You're not like a heavy sweets guy. That's not really your thing, like cake and ice cream and all that shit.
No, I'm not. I do pastry.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I do pastry. I don't do cake. I do pastry.
So
I'm a little more, I get into this kind of conversation with Tull.
Yeah, Tull. Shout out to Tull. You want to tell me hi?
Yes, Tull. Yeah, I love talking with him about that. When I met him with you.
Yeah.
And we talk about all the. And I tell you, you're only questioning me because you want to rob my recipes.
Shout out to Tull.
He's
Rolling
such a
Crossroads.
great guy too.
He's the
What
best.
a great chef that guy.
Dude, he's amazing. So you've been in that neighborhood your whole entire life. Has it really, really changed?
All my life, I live in this very building. I live here.
Wow.
And not only I lived here, my mother, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather. My grandfather used to make wine in the basement. He was the wine guy of the neighborhood.
Shit.
My grandfather, like Maggie Parisi from Parisi Bakery, they were the bread. So when we used to have like the feast, and before it became the feast like it is now, people used to take chairs and tables from their houses, put it in the street, and like just bring food. My grandfather would supply the wine. Maggie Parisi would supply the bread. We're going back to 1929, 1932, like around then.
Holy shit.
You know, like this is how these people lived around here.
Yeah.
You know, there were, I mean, you know, even me, I have videotapes of when there were horses and push carts in the street.
In your neighborhood? That's crazy.
In my neighborhood, you know? So, you know.
How has it changed? How has it changed so much?
Yeah, things change. I know. I don't even know my neighbors anymore. Some French guy's living in my grandmother's apartment. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I keep telling him, you know, you live in my grandmother's apartment. He says, yes, I know. Bonjour. Bonjour, my friend.
Are you the last person in that building from your family?
From my family, yes.
Wow.
There's another lady that lives in the building too. You know, she lives near me in the next above me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see. But my aunt's mop is hanging out the window across from me.
Oh wow.
My other aunt's clothesline is empty, but because they used to wash the clothes.
Yeah.
And hang them out the thing, you know, out to dry.
Yeah.
Not like egg, you know.
Wow. Did you collect pigeons or something like that on the rooftops and stuff like that? Was there a pigeon thing back in the day?
I had a pigeon coop. I had a pigeon coop. Till today, I'm involved with pigeons, like somewhat.
Really?
My grandfather had a pigeon coop. Well, there were a lot of pigeon coops around here, you know, and you know, we had like homers, grizzles, satinets. I like fancy tail pigeons, you know, like the satinets and the caps and the ballets. They're not good flyers, but they look really, you know, they're model pigeons, you know. I mean, you know, who would want to buy like an $800 pigeon and let it go in the air? God forbid it don't come back. You know, God forbid a hawk gets you.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It seems
just the other day, a hawk ran into a building downtown, and it fell into the street, and the police had to surround the thing. A hawk.
Really?
And they called a special guy in, and they coaxed the hawk into a cage. It was like a big thing in New York yesterday.
Wow. So the pigeon thing seems like it's just basically like a New York thing. I don't hear about people having the pigeons any other city.
Well, you know, it's basically an East Coast type thing, but, you know, when your internet goes down, they're going to need homing pigeons, my friend. That's right. That's why they want electric cars. So they could just go, and your car stops.
Yeah.
You ain't going to beat the gasoline engine. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I don't trust that somehow.
Yeah. I mean,
so they had a lot of pigeons around my neighborhood here.
Yeah.
Even now, my friend Johnny Pigeon. I went to a pigeon show at Sophia Department in Long Island.
Yeah.
And he was on the Mike Tyson show, the pigeon show with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he had pigeons too. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had to go buy a bunch of pigeons because a raccoon got into his pigeon coop and killed a bunch of birds.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know.
Damn.
And you know, there's guys that spend like $100,000 on a pigeon. Like there's a Chinese guy. Forget it. It's all over the place. It's a thing, Toby.
Yeah.
It's like an underground thing, you know.
Got you.
And it's cool that it's out there, you know.
I know Mike Tyson had a bunch of
pigeons.
pigeons.
I'm an animal lover anyway, so.
Yeah. Yes.
But I liked it because it was like such a neighborhood kind of thing, you know. It made me close to my grandfather.
Yeah.
And I had all my friends come up, you know. Isaac and Freddie were good with the pigeons, you know. They were pretty cool. They get it, you know.
Is it hard explaining like being your age in your neighborhood with your tattoos and your lifestyle? Explain to people like what you do for a living, or explain your band to them.
Well, back then, in a way, yeah. But they all love me, and they accept me for who and what I am.
It's awesome.
So they're like, that's Vinny. He's a punk rocker. He's crazy. Don't mind him. He's But they accept me. They love me, and I love them, and that's how it was. It was never like anything. There was like a few people not from our neighborhood of different races and creeds that came to our neighborhood, and they were well accepted because they come correct. They show respect. You get respect, just like anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why wherever I walk, and, I feel like this is not my hallowed ground. I got to go treat it with respect.
Yeah. That's how you raised out there, too. In your neighborhood, too, you had probably like a lot of characters growing up in your neighborhood and stuff, and connected families and stuff in that neighborhood. And
yeah, it doesn't matter. We're all from here. We all got to, protect each other. And, it was a good vibe then,
Yeah. And so now, how do you feel like your neighborhood? Just obviously, it's always going to be your neighborhood. New York. You think you could live anywhere else but New York?
Well, it's not a neighborhood no more. Everything now is a community.
Yeah.
The community. I don't go for communities, okay? I go for neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it'll change.
When they say community, they're like, who's this? Who are you? Like, you're not a neighbor and you're not in the hood.
Exactly.
You don't come from here.
Yeah.
You're not from here. You don't get it.
I wonder how many. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm just saying we always. I live in New York. You have to accept everyone. You know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah.
But like when you get overrun by people that don't get it, you lose
a lot of transplants.
Your sovereignty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You lose sovereignty of your culture, of your neighborhood, of everything.
Yeah, I wonder how many people are still New York natives that actually live in the city. It seems like there's so many transplants living there, man. It's crazy.
I got to tell you right now, how many true New York City people do you know? Born and bred in New York City. And let me tell you something. I live here for all the years, and I say this question, not too many, my friend.
No, man. No, you and a couple
I'm
other
one
people.
of the few and far between. It's just that I just happen to come from here. This is where I live. This is where I'm born.
Yeah.
I love coming from here. I still have my little culture with my Italian roots. Like I'm fucking some gourmet chef. You know what I mean? I'm a sommelier. I'm a chef. I'm a barista. I cook. I like doing these things.
Yeah. Well, and so what?
I guess that kept me, on the ball. Like I could invite, like my mom and my grandmother and my aunt. When back in the early 80s, when everybody would stay in my house, they would come in my knock on my door, say, "Vincent, open up the door," because they come in with a big bowl of pasta, and I would feed all my friends.
Damn.
And I never forget, my aunt would say, "Do me a favor, don't wash the dish. Just give me the dish back," because she was afraid I might chip it. Because it's one of those hand-painted Italian pasta dishes.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's like real New York shit.
And all my friends would eat. We'd all be up here. My mother would feed the doors were open. Everybody was,
Yeah,
At night, you would smell coffee in the building. Everybody would have a pastry. I never forget my grandmother. She used to dry out these peppers. And then after they were dried out, she would get this gigantic fucking pan and put oil in it. And then she would roast them. And the whole building would smell of peppers.
Oh, wow.
And then I was a kid. I'd be out in the hallway playing with my friends.
Yeah.
And she said, "Vincent!" I said, "Grandma!" And I run up and I see her because the peppers were so permeating.
Yeah.
She'd be in the hallway tearing from the peppers.
Wow.
And I knew exactly what it was. And I used to tell her, "Grandma, don't cry." So I used to put my fucking face over hot boiling oil and have the peppers, in my eyes, and I go out there, look at me, Grandma, I'm crying too. And she would hug me. And that's the memory I got with my grandmother.
Yeah, that's amazing, man.
And that's why when I go out to and when I'm in California or Mexico with my friends, I eat all those hot peppers. They're like, how do you do that? I was like, my grandmother used to make hot peppers when I was a kid. My friend Ernie Cortez, my good friend that passed away, Ernie Cortez.
Yeah, Ernie, rest in peace, Ernie Powerhouse. Yeah.
Yes, he gave me a jar of peppers. He said, you want to try one of these? I said, all right. I ate like 7, 8 of them. He's like, give me more. I was like, eat more. He said, I can't believe you're eating them. I was like, and I told him the story about my grandmother.
Wow. Yeah, you've always been like into food and cooking and all that shit. That's awesome, man. I love that. And then in Stigma, what about when you started? Like, when did you realize you wanted to start start singing? Like when you started Stigma and stuff, you did your own solo thing. How was that transition, and why did you want to do that?
Well, the solo thing that came after like 25, 27 years after being in Agnostic Front.
Yeah.
So Jamie from Hatebreed really pitched the idea.
Yeah.
And he produced my first album.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into it. And I tell you right now, we just played the other day at what's that place? Baby, what's Jesse's new place?
Oh yes, yeah.
Babyland.
Okay.
Coney Island Baby. We just played Coney Island Baby. And we had an art show, a DJ, and the band. It was 3 bands.
Oh, wow.
It was Maximum Penalty, Stigma, and Ice Cold Killers were the bands. Nice. 3 bands. 3 DJs. That's Isaac, Paulie Bearer, and Sid the Kid. And nice. 3 artists, Mike Gallo, and 2 other people I don't know.
Nice.
But so they had art, DJ, live music. And I got to say, Jesse is the best, man. He always steps up for New York hardcore.
Jesse Malin, right? Yeah, man.
Jesse Malin.
Awesome.
He is my friend for a lot of years. He's always been the same guy.
Yeah.
He's always been ace, man.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about the guy.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Whether it's a Bowery Electric or Baby, Club Baby, Land, whatever he always puts hardcore shows on, record release parties for hardcore bands.
He's always had respect for the hardcore scene.
It's really
always
cool.
Been cool.
We had a great show. We had a great show. Mike Gallo, me, we had the most fun. It was great.
Yeah, I love that. I love how tight you guys are too in the band and like brothers and shit. And I like how Mike's in the band. Mike's like the youngest, like his big brother. I love the energy on stage with you guys.
Mike is great. I love Mike, man.
Yeah.
Roger's like my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
But Mike is really, Mike, me and Mike.
Yeah,
we're 2
man.
different bands. We got the same friends.
Yeah.
I turned around. I think he's in my bedroom right now.
Yeah.
That's how close he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember we used to live with you too there, actually. Yeah.
So it's nice to have somebody like I lived with Mike for 10 years.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I lived with the guy for 10 years, 2 bands, same crew, with the same friends, not even an argument.
It's awesome.
Not even like nothing. I mean, we just go along with each other like it's howdy doody time,
Yeah, I love that.
He's a great friend. Great
yeah.
Guy.
So going on tour, you never get anxiety about flying, about leaving, about traveling. You love it. You live for it. Yeah.
I don't get See, I got to play a show.
Yeah.
After I play my show, and it's mostly, do the best I could, and I'll hang around with my friends. I'll go have a few drinks maybe, or I might have a cigar, or I'll go out for dinner, or I'll go to I really don't step off to go to another club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going to go to another club. I got a club here. I can get free drinks here. Why don't I got to go somewhere else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is the club. This is us. I stay there until we're ready to go, and I go back to my hotel or a friend's house or whatever.
Yeah. You're a road dog. You've been like that your whole life, man. It's amazing, man.
Yeah, I'm on the road so long. I've been on the road as long as Willie Nelson.
You probably have. That's crazy. Oh man, Stigma,
Yeah,
that's
so we're looking for our 40th come soon, you know? I got to do a new album,
wow.
Toby. I got to do a new record now.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we're working on it right now. And if I do this record now, if I pull it off, I do a record every 3 years for 40 years as I'm touring the end of that record.
Holy shit. That's crazy, man. That's how many records Agnostic Front have out now?
This will be 12 or 13 studio albums.
Wow, man.
And I got a couple of Madball. I got 2 Madball albums.
That's right.
Got 2 Stigma albums. You know, Roger's got 3 or 4. He's got the Alligators. He's got
Disasters.
He's got the Disasters.
Yeah.
He's got the Rumble Car Club. I got New York Hardcore Tattoos. So we're very involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I think that the tattoo shop is amazing, man. It's such an amazing idea. I'm surprised it didn't happen a long time ago. I think it's amazing you guys did that, man.
They're doing great now. They're coming up on their 20th anniversary
wow.
now. 20 years, they want to have a big party there. And
that's awesome.
All the guys there and the gals that work there are really nice people.
Yeah.
You know, it really became something. And I'm very proud of it. You know?
Yeah, you should be. It's super smart.
I mean, you know, it's brick and mortar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How far is that from your house? You can walk there pretty much, right?
5-minute walk.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a 5-minute walk. It's still like a little outside my neighborhood. It's Lower East Side, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Little Italy's on the Lower East Side. So is Chinatown.
You know what I forgot
so
to
is Alphabet City.
Yeah. You know what to ask you about too?
It's like saying Harlem. You got Spanish Harlem.
Yeah.
Harlem. Old Harlem.
Yeah.
Harlem. This is just a section.
Yeah.
Same thing like the Lower East Side. It's just a section.
Yeah.
There's a couple of neighborhoods like Chinatown, Little Italy, Alphabet City on the Lower East Side. So people get the idea. It's not just Alphabet City or Chinatown.
Yeah.
Because there's Old Chinatown, you know, and then Chinatown, you know. As a matter of fact, it was just Chinese New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
The year of the pig right now.
Oh, shit.
And I celebrated it with my friends.
Awesome.
You know, we do lion dances.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really awesome. We did a lion dance for Bank of America on West Broadway. And man, I tell you, it was right on top of the bank. There's a restaurant.
Okay.
They closed the whole building off. They treated me like gold.
Oh.
I had a backstage that was beautiful.
Wow.
We had 3 lions. We had a bunch of people. They had other people. They had people from Shenyang come do dancing.
Yeah.
You know,
That's amazing.
They got money. They got money. They fed us like kings. It was just, and I do it. I don't do it I just do it because it's a good thing for me to do.
Yeah.
You know, for spirituality, health-wise, to be involved with something positive, you know?
Yeah. Are you a spiritual person?
Yeah. I go to church every day. I curse everybody out. Of course I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
I always was.
Yeah.
I always was. But I'm not like spiritual like those like I'm an artist. Mm-hmm. Shut up. Get out of here. You know, I believe in what I believe in, and that's it. I'm not going to push it on nobody, and that's the end of that.
Yeah. Well, you raise.
I mean, if you don't believe, then you believe in nothing. I don't know.
Sure.
Whatever. Do what you want, I feel, you know?
Yeah, but you
I just believe in doing right or wrong.
I like that. Being kind, being nice.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Yeah, were you raised Catholic?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, me too.
I was raised Roman Catholic.
Me too.
You know, my mom, as a matter of fact, my mother was such a great chef that she was the head chef at St. Anthony's, the first Italian-American cathedral on West Houston and Sullivan Street.
Oh, wow.
The same church my mother got married out of. My mother became the head chef, and she used to cook for all the bishops and the cardinals and stuff like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, my mother was some shit. My whole family were like involved with old world cooking. You know, the old school, where here I go with Toll again.
Oh,
talking,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The old world foods called peasant food. Basically, it's all vegetarian because they couldn't afford meat.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's how I learned how to cook pasta badam, pasta cheese, pasta landi, pasta pasili, you know?
Yeah.
Bruc l'arabra, you know, all these greens that were cheap greens at the time. You know, you cook them, and now today they're gourmet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you make a marinade sauce, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, you put it over pasta. Forget it, right there, bada boom.
So you've been cooking your whole
I
life.
can't do the vegan thing because I like cheese too much.
I feel you.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, but as far as Italian food, when you talk vegetarian or vegan, Italian food, there's focaccia bread.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of pizza with olive oil.
Yeah.
No cheese.
Yeah.
You know, there's olives, mushrooms. You know, there are a lot of Italian, and even with the what's that there? The semolinas.
Yeah.
You know, where they have the gluten frees.
Yep.
You know, there's a
All
lot
that.
of semolinas.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is thousands of years old that we've been eating this. So when people tell me I want to have vegetarian pizza, I says, no, excuse me, that's called pizza margarita.
Pizza margarita.
Yeah, you know, let's get it right over here, you know?
And you've been cooking your whole life,
I even make fun of Rusty. He calls himself a foodie.
Yeah,
yeah, I love him.
And a coffee guy, too.
What
he loves
sweetheart
coffee.
Of a guy. I love Rusty. Boy.
Yeah,
I
man.
tell you, I wear that pendant that he's got. He made me.
Yeah.
I never go out without a picture and not take a picture with it.
That's amazing.
Because I really love him.
Yeah.
You know, I ran into him one day. We used to sell his jewelry at my tattoo shop.
Uh-huh.
So I got a piece of his jewelry, and I put it on a bullshit chain. Like a chain that you go to the bathroom, you pull the chain, you know?
Yeah.
And I ran into him, and he looked at me. He says, no, take that chain off. And he took the fucking chain off his neck and put it on my neck. I'll never forget that.
That's amazing.
You can't wear it like that.
Yeah.
You can't wear the chain. And I'm honored and proud to wear his jewelry.
Rusty Pistachio, Italian Stallion. Yes, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I call him the Whisperer because he talks so low.
He talks like this sometimes when it's Rusty. I want to talk to you about it.
I'm going to get him a volume knob tattooed on him.
Volume knob. It's funny. I just had him on the podcast and people were hitting me up saying, the volume's really low. And I'm like, no, Rusty's really low. You got to turn that shit up. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
man.
I know, right?
I have a question for you too. I should ask Roger this too. I'm going to get back on the phone. What is the true way to write MYHC? Is it the N on the top and the Y on the bottom, or is it from side to side?
Side to side.
Okay.
Believe me, I went through this argument while it was happening. Okay. While we were all deciding how to do it, and everybody was this way, I was like, no, you don't do it that way. Hardcore is always going to be hardcore. Everybody knows HC. Okay. But LA, NY, wherever the fuck you come from, you know?
Yeah.
XX.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
You know? That's what we would do. We would do an XX hardcore, straight edge.
Yeah.
And then X with a circle, no edge hardcore.
Ah.
Yeah, we came out with a couple of other ones too.
Okay.
That failed to kind of get acknowledged, but a few people know. But as far as that question you asked me, it's side to side.
Okay.
And I was adamant about that.
Okay. Who originally came up with that?
Kevin Crowley, the kid from The Abused, the singer.
Okay.
And
wow.
With a lot of controversy and debate.
Okay.
With a bunch of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a great artist, the kid. He's still,
Mm-hmm.
He was living in Jim Thorpe or something. I seen him recently, at the Godfathers of Hardcore premiere.
Yeah.
So it brought out a few older people, which is cool. You know?
Yeah. How did you?
That's one thing about me. One thing about Agnostic Front. When we tour around, a lot of the old school people come out because it's me and Roger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
I'm going to take you backstage. I'm going to treat you right.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about old times. Maybe we go out for dinner. Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I love that. Everybody comes out of the woodwork to support and represent and respect you guys, and I love that.
Yeah. Not only that, I'm living again vicariously again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never want to let that go.
Yeah.
You
Never.
know, I'm not one of those guys. We're going to quit the band. We'll come back 20 years later. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
you're in it or you're not with it. You
Yeah.
know, you're with it or you're not with it. You know, that's the end of that.
it's pretty much safe to say you're the oldest hardcore person from hardcore alive and killing it, and you are like the man.
Well,
like,
yeah, the oldest New York hardcore guy.
Yeah.
Sure, unless you want to go with Charlie Harper in the UK.
no, yeah, New York, it's crazy, man. It's amazing, man.
Maybe the East Coast, you know, like whatever. But I'm fine with it. I don't care. I'm fine with it, you know.
Yeah.
It's all. I have a mission, and the thing is to represent New York hardcore, to be a good role model, to do the right thing, to always help a younger kid out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To always go approach him or her.
Yeah.
Before, you know, because I'm not all that, not without you.
Yeah.
Because we need each other. You know, so I always, even you ask Lou from Sick of It All.
Yeah.
The first guy he met in hardcore was, I think, me or something like that. Because he was just a kid with long hair standing in the corner somewhere. And I'll just go up to him and I'll just start talking.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I don't mind doing that. Listen, I'll walk up to anybody. If I just walk into a club and I see somebody say, hey, who's on now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did H2O play yet? No? Oh, okay. I don't know who you are, but you've been here, you know? If you don't know, I'll go ask somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a people person. You've always been an approachable person. I love that about you. You've always been open and like...
I don't understand these people that are not people. Like they hide in their tour bus or they don't come out or...
Yeah.
You know what Roger does to me now? He said he throws me in the pit when we play like center forward. Everybody does a circle pit around me, and I'm saying to myself, he did it at this big show. There was like 5,000 people there.
Damn.
And so I'm playing the song. I'm saying to myself, any minute now, somebody's going to slam into me. I'm going to get knocked over. But somehow I muddle through it.
Yeah.
And it was okay. And just about every time I do that, somebody crawls out from underneath my legs. Like that's having fun.
That's fucking awesome.
The guy or the girl that does that is a fun person.
Yeah.
That would, just do a crazy, stupid little thing like that.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, that circle pit around me, and I play that song, and I tell you the truth, Toby, I really love it too.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I love that moment.
Yeah.
I'm living in that moment.
Yeah. You always give...
I feel so alive at that moment.
Yeah. You always give 100%, 110% when I see you play live. Always. You're always smiling, having fun. Like you really love it. You can see you love it and the kids love it.
Otherwise, don't do it.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It would do you no good.
Yeah.
You got to do it because you love it and you want to do it, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
and that's the way I am anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you're living proof that if you just do what you want to do and love and focus on it and believe in yourself and your music, you can do it your whole fucking life. And you're doing that, man. It's amazing. I feel like you have an incredible life. It's
and this goes for anybody.
Yeah.
Let's just say there was no such thing as punk rock or hardcore.
Yeah.
And I still want to play guitar.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I could have been a guitar teacher. Maybe I could have been in a wedding band or whatever. If you want to do something, and maybe you're not successful at it, but you do it because you like to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to be an artist. I never sold a print or I never sold a canvas in my life.
Yeah.
But I do because I like doing it.
Yeah.
Don't do it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Do it because you like. Do it for the right reason.
Yeah. And
you can't do it for the wrong reason. Think like, I'm going to pick up a guitar and become a rock star. No, you can't do that.
No, you
can't.
That's
That's not the approach.
No, it's not.
You got to do it and do it with vigor.
Yeah. And I feel like for all of us that play hardcore punk, our success isn't, like you said, it's not based on record sales or fame or fortune. It's based on changing people's lives and doing something you love and inspiring people. That's
exactly.
That's the most important.
A good
part
platform to, a good platform to make a stand.
Yeah.
I always say to myself, "Excuse me, let me get back to you on this interview. I got to go tweet myself to fame." You gotta get out there. You gotta be out there. You gotta look people in the eye.
Yeah.
You gotta shake. You gotta hug people.
Yes.
You know,
Connect.
like for instance, the other day, I played that show with Gallo.
Yeah.
And with Stigma, and some guy came up, some guy Kenny I know. He said, "Yeah, but my friend Frankie couldn't make it tonight. Frankie couldn't make it. Get him on the fucking phone." I get on the phone. I get the voicemail. "Frankie, you cocksucker, where the fuck are you? You better get to my next show, otherwise I'm gonna come get you, break your fucking legs, and drag you down to the hardcore show." And I hang up. You know,
That's fucking amazing, man.
I tell you. As a matter of fact, the last time I was in Florida, I was hanging out with Corey Graves and a bunch of other people, and I was having a great time after the show.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, and my Gallo taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, Vinny, there's a guy downstairs who wants to talk to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, give me a minute. Okay." And he says, he taps me again. He says, "Vinny, you don't understand. There's this guy down there who wants to talk to you." I says, "All right, I go." I go downstairs from the dressing room. I see this fucking guy. He's a giant. He says, "You're Stigma, right?" I went, "Yeah, I'm Stigma." He says, "You crank called me." I says, "I did." He says, "You don't understand, Vinny. I was in Afghanistan when you crank called me. That meant a lot to me." And he started crying. His wife was crying. I started crying. Mike Gallo ran away. We were hugging.
Oh, dude.
And I tell you the truth, I hope he comes to my show next time I'm in Florida.
That's fucking
I'm
amazing.
coming down in a couple of years. I would love to see this guy again.
Man.
Like a stupid little thing like that.
Yeah, it meant so much to him, man.
You know, just a stupid little thing like that.
Yeah.
One of his friends says, "Hey, Vin, you want to call my friend? He couldn't make it here tonight." Oh, I love doing it too, Toby, too. I love it.
Oh, man.
It's a thing I like doing.
Yeah, I love that about you.
And you know what? It brings me closer to a person like that I don't even know. I don't even know what you look like. I don't know who you are, but I'm connected with you. And I'm with you.
I love that, and I feel like there's no other music genre that does this, man. I feel like I love other types of music, but there's nothing like punk rock and hardcore that makes you feel connected to somebody, man. It's like, it's crazy, man.
The last time I was in Houston, Texas, I played this show. There were a couple of fights at the show, this, that, and the other thing. So there was a couple who had a challenged child.
Okay.
So I took the kid on stage, and, so he wouldn't be out in the audience, and the kid had the greatest time of his life.
I'm sure.
Right?
Man.
So, and, this, that, and the other, we hug, we said, "Yeah, everybody." So as I'm packing up to go away, the kid's father comes up to me, he says, "Hey, Vinny, I want to thank you for, taking care of my kid, And his wife is like 10 feet away. She's crying. He says, "It meant a lot to me and my wife that, you looked at my son like that."
Oh,
and I'm like, this is nothing for me to do.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
Yeah.
I love doing this.
Yeah.
And to me, it's rewarding.
It totally is.
I feel so good doing things like that.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, you've a major impact on people by just being yourself, Vinny. You know what I mean? Like,
just having this kid, he came up, he's a challenged child.
Mm-hmm.
We're lucky.
Totally.
Toby.
Yeah, we are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're lucky. You got your little boy. And
yeah.
He's a good boy. You know?
You, man. Yeah, man.
I got my son. He's a good boy,
Yeah.
We're lucky. So
we are lucky.
That is nothing. That is nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was on tour with this kid, and he lost his guitar somehow. We wound up getting it back, but I already called. I had a guitar on the way for him too.
Yeah.
At the end of the tour, right? But anyway, we found the guitar. But before that, the kid was in the mood. I said, "Listen, son, you didn't lose your eyesight. You play out of my guitar. Don't worry about it. We're going to get you a new guitar. Don't worry."
Yeah.
But anyway, we got the guitar back and blah blah blah, and all is well. But it's just a piece of wood.
It is. That's it.
Your eyesight. means a lot more.
Yeah,
you're
man.
healthy.
Yeah.
You're getting up there doing it. You're not in a wheelchair or in jail
Dude.
or,
Yeah.
whatever. So be grateful for what you don't even have.
Yeah. 100%. Did you ever any close calls going? Did you ever get close calls as a kid going to jail or anything like that? Or were you a wild kid?
No, I wasn't really too wild of a kid.
Yeah.
I got pulled in one time for firecrackers, for selling fireworks when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They called my mother down. My mother gave me a beating. All the cops were laughing at me, and she took me home. That's how it was back in the day.
Holy shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were selling
They called your
firecrackers?
mother. They didn't put you on the ragger, you know what I mean? They call your mother. Your mother comes down, gives you a beating in front of everybody. They laugh at you, and you go home.
Holy shit.
I was like 12 years old, What are they going to do? I'm
Yeah.
selling firecrackers.
Yeah.
I live near Chinatown. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hustling. I'm making a few dollars.
Yeah.
I'm not selling drugs or guns.
Yeah.
It's
being a kid. Yeah. I'm
celebrating the birth of our nation.
Exactly. Was there ever like real type like Goodfellas in your neighbor, like mafia kind of dudes in your neighbor growing up? Is that?
Yeah, there were guys.
Yeah.
That I went to school with. They found them in trunks and in boxes.
Wow.
Like
real life shit. Yeah.
Yeah, really. I mean, we knew one guy was dead. He was missing for like 10 years. They finally found him. He was in a box. I went to school with him.
Holy
shit.
But
one of his friends told me, Vinny, when you walk out of your building, you made the left instead of a right. Because if I made the right, I go down to Spring Street and hang around with everybody, which I did too.
Yeah.
Which I did too, because these are my people,
Yeah.
and I love them.
Yeah.
But I went out and I ventured, to a different world.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd stand on top of the fucking Eiffel Tower, hawking loogies.
Yeah.
Who would ever think, or be in Istanbul on the gates of Dracula,
Yeah.
Where they hung his head. I hang my hat.
You've been everywhere. You've been all around the world, man.
I would never think he'd go to Japan.
I know.
I never thought of things like that.
Some people never leave their neighborhood.
Exactly. No, believe me, a lot of guys never left my neighborhood, and they got consumed with drugs and
they got caught up in the city.
And a few people just never left anyway.
Yeah.
And I always feel I tell you, I think of these people a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm on top of the Eiffel Tower or somewhere like that, or in Red Square in Moscow.
Yeah.
I think, what the fuck am I doing here? And these people, they never got out of my neighborhood.
Yeah, man. And you like this?
Sometimes you got to put yourself in the right spot too, and you surround yourself with good friends.
Yes, 100%.
That's another thing too.
Yes, I agree with that.
I mean, like I always say, I even tell my kid, your friends pull up with a stolen car. There's a gun in the car and drug. You don't get in that car.
Mm-hmm.
It's common sense.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's crazy.
So it's a lot of choices you got to make.
100%. And you turn, and you took a left turn towards CBGBs. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you were the little punk rock kid.
Go
ahead.
I lived so close to CBGBs. I used to have my amp, my cabinet, my Marshall cabinet. It was an Ampeg cabinet underneath my stairs. And they used to have a Marshall head, my guitar, and my bag of wires. I used to put it on me, carry the thing, lock my door, walk all the way to CBGB's and just throw everything on the stage, and then go back to get my thing with a hand truck. And I'd be like walking through the streets with a hand truck, with the cabinet on it. And people say, "Yo, Vinny, what are you playing? CBGB? Yeah, I'm playing CBGB's tonight." Or I'd be standing out in front of CBGB's and see my grandfather's pigeons flying. And I'd be standing out in front of CBGB's with no shirt on and know exactly where my grandfather is.
That's fucking amazing, dude.
And I'd be like, wow, my grandfather's pigeons are in the sky. I'm in my neighborhood. People every now and again pass by CBGB's. Yo, Vinny! Yo, what's up?
That's amazing.
And if they're walking in the wrong direction, I know where you're going. I'm like, where you going? Where you going?
Yeah.
Nah, I gotta go somewhere. I know where you're going. You're gonna go get drugs.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And Vinny, it's like
You know.
you were like the little punk rocker kid that wasn't, like you said, didn't make that made the left turn or whatever. And then you're the one that's like seeing the whole entire world fucking for like 30 years. You've been traveling on the whole world from starting at CBGB's down the street from your house. It's fucking amazing, man. It's
Yeah,
so
I
amazing,
tell you, you're touring a while too.
yeah, man. Yeah.
So you see the world change.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially after 9/11. But before that, I mean, I've been going into Eastern Europe. You know, when they had no roads, no gas stations.
Yeah.
You know, you had no money.
Yeah.
You drink water out of a bag. How do
Yeah.
you drink water out of a bag?
Fuck.
You try that. Forget it. It was. I mean, we played the squats. We played the abandoned places.
Your first tour,
there was
right?
no venues.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
there were no venues in the early AF days, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you get a couple of clubs here and there, but it was all, you know, do your own thing kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of it was helping out. A lot of it was, you know, just do it for the kids kind of thing,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
That's why I, you know, a lot of people tell me about, like, remember 1982? And I'm like, no, I really don't remember that, like, because I played so long. Yeah, you came here, you helped raise money, blah, blah, blah. Because you helped raise the money, we opened up a venue, blah, blah, blah.
Wow, it's fucking
that
awesome.
Polish guy that puts on my show, what the hell's his name? He always wears the army pants. A nice guy. I helped him out years ago.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the guy that does Hellfest,
Okay.
one time Pokey got sick and we couldn't, you know, we had to get like a couple of drummers to fill in.
Oh, wow.
So I told the guy from Hellfest, Roger told him, and he says, listen, you know, because we were high up on the bill,
Yeah.
you know, like a co-headliner, like kind of.
Yeah.
So we told him, like, you know, we can't really do the thing. Pokey's in the hospital. We can't do a full set. The guy says, no way, you do whatever you want, because I started out with Agnostic Front.
Oh, that's fucking amazing, man. Comes full circle.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
And
That's why I always say, make a friend.
Exactly, because you're going to see him on the way up, see him on the way down, see him every level of your band.
Yeah,
so
sideways, in front
yeah.
of you, behind you, always with you.
You on that first tour where Roger got deported, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounded crazy, man.
Yeah, Roger, they didn't want to let him in Cuba. We had a Cuban date. So, you know, we're going to go to Cuba.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to let Roger in. Everybody else got approved except for Roger.
Yeah.
And it would have been the greatest story ever told.
Hell
a kid,
yeah.
5, 6 years old, escapes communism, comes to America, learns English. 10 years later, boom, meets Vinny Stigma in front of CBGB. 25 years later, 30 years later, boom, go back to Cuba as a hero.
It's fucking amazing.
We had it all
dude.
mopped up, you know?
Damn.
And they kind of found out, you know?
Yeah.
Because we were filming. We had a car parade because Roger's in the car club.
Yep.
The Rumblers.
Yeah.
And we were going to make the Rumblers down there. You know, we were going to have a good time. They had a whole parade of cars waiting for us. And they scrapped it on us. And I'm not going to, they approved everybody but Roger, but I'm not going to go down there without Roger.
No, hell no.
Because the story is really about him.
100%.
A kid escapes communist Cuba, goes back as a hero.
I love
the greatest
that.
story in rock and roll, right there.
I love that. I remember you guys talking about it. I remember talking to Roger about it. He was excited about it, and then all of a sudden, it didn't happen. That sucks, man.
We were all set to go, but, you know, the Cuban government, you know?
Yeah. Stigma, is it safe to say you're the first person that brought camouflage, like that style, into hardcore? People always say, like, if you were in cut-off camouflage shorts, you're wearing the stigma. Call them the stigmas.
Stigma, they used to call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called me Sergeant because they used to bark orders. Like, for instance, Todd Youth, when he was a kid, you know, he would run away from home.
Yeah.
Yes. He would run away from home and come to my house because we were all here, you know, doing the hardcore thing.
Yeah.
And I taught him how to play the guitar.
Wow, man.
First of all, he used to come to my house. Excuse me, let me call your mother right now. I used to call his mother. I say, he's here, by the way. You know, he's here, so you don't have to worry, number one. And number two, do you feed him? And then I yell, and they'd be out in the hallway, and I'd be yelling out, hey, stop smoking that cigarette out there. You know, and he was 11 years old. Stop smoking. You're too young to smoke. I always try to be a good mentor.
Yeah.
Even he'll tell you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he would, you know, he always said, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I try to always do the right thing. You got to look out for the new guy.
100%.
Because when the transition came in from the punk to the hardcore, there was that transition.
Yeah.
The older punks were like, you know, had their feathers a little ruffled because it wasn't their way, like,
Yep.
you know. And they were like, well, who's this kid? I'd be like, who the fuck cares? He's with us now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, who
Yeah.
cares where? He's with us.
Yeah.
Accept him.
Yeah.
You know, take him under your wing.
I love that.
He's part of us now.
Yeah. Wow. And
So you
so,
always, you know, and the kid would run away from home and stay in my house. And I taught him how to play the guitar, and he wound up being a fucking great guitar player.
incredible, man. Incredible guitar player.
Yeah, and not only him, Cindy from L7, I taught her how to play the guitar.
Oh, wow.
Because I was the only one with instruments, a driver's license, a phone, an apartment, a few dollars. I was a little older.
Yeah.
So I would organize everything. I was like the Stern Brothers of New York City.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
You know,
yeah,
I
that
would
makes sense.
always organize.
Yeah.
People would come up my house, make flyers. We would have discussions about the flyers, the show, or the quit. My drums, my bass head, my bass guitar, my guitar cabinet, my guitar, because I had a studio. I had a couple of studios before punk rock.
Yeah.
You know, you know, and I just had equipment. I played guitar before there was punk rock.
Yeah.
You know, so I had guitars, I had amps. So when this thing came out, punk rock, I was already equipped with all the, you know, with all the ammunition.
You're ready to go. Yeah.
And I would have Diego. Diego never had a bass.
Yeah.
Or a bass cabinet.
Yeah.
I'll probably see him in Florida too. But he never had that. He never knew how to play.
Yeah.
I had to teach him how to play, how to give him a bass, tune his bass. The EQ his head.
Yeah.
You know, John Watson. What the hell? I saw him the other day. What the hell does he know about singing, you know? He can march around the floor. Really. Ray B's. Forget about horrible drummer.
Mm-hmm.
But this is hardcore.
Yeah.
And this is what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, it's about us against them.
Yeah. It's always has
and that's
been.
why I would accept anybody that wants to be part of us. You know?
I love that, man. I think that.
Of course, it grew worldwide, which I'm very proud of too.
Yeah, it's everywhere, man. You guys are part of that. You guys are the fucking pioneers that like brought it everywhere. You guys were one of the first people to go to Europe back then. Nobody was going to Europe back then. It's crazy, man.
And I'm so glad that, like, you know, New York hardcore is like a certain kind of a genre of hardcore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's very special.
There's hardcore, and then there's New York hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so...
I agree, man.
I'm very proud that, you know, we're on the map somehow, you know?
Well, thank you for putting us on the map, man. Thank you for all your hard work. And
hey, you know, if it wasn't me, Pokey, Toby, it would have been somebody else.
Yeah.
I think it would have happened anyway, but so be it.
You take the compliment, though, for sure, because it's fucking true. It's amazing.
Yeah. You know, I put a lot of hard work. I put a lot of dedication.
Yeah, man.
I put a lot of trust.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my own sweat and blood.
A lot of sacrifice, man. A lot of sacrifice being in the band.
A lot of sacrifice, you know.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I went out there and I fought guys, you know, back in the day, because the kids were younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, hey, I run up to people, you know. I was a little younger at the time.
Yeah.
You know, anybody fuck with us, I run up there, I punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Because I was a little older. I got it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I wasn't a young kid scared of like some truck driver.
Yeah, you're
like yelling at a kid or something. I fucking run up there too, motherfucker.
Yeah, you like a protector for everybody, the young kids and shit. Sounds like. Yeah.
I was. You ask any of the girls, like Olivia, you know, or all the girls. You know, Vinny was the guy.
Yeah.
He always protected her. Even on the dance floor, like when I dance and all the girls would dance, you know, I'd look out for them. I would never really bump into them really hard.
Yeah.
I'll bump into them, and they bump into me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We'll mosh with each other, but I would always be respectful.
Yeah.
You know, like some people want to go out there and kill everybody. Come on, these are our girls.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe some young kid for the first time. So You know,
You definitely.
nobody say you can't go out there and get it out. I get it.
Mm-hmm. But you've definitely seen that this like slam dancing and moshing, all that shit change over the years for sure. Because I'm sure it was something crazy, something
right.
different.
From pogoing,
Yeah.
the pogo, then
Yeah.
come into slam dance. You know, the moshing and stage diving. Yeah,
Skanking.
it's, you know,
Yeah.
skanking, whatever. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. And then, you know, they started the hands on fire, picking up change and
Yeah.
losing change and changing change and the karate thing, you know.
Windmills.
I did it all, you know.
All that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, whatever it is, it's all good.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is, it's all good. Just go out and have a good time.
Yeah, man. That's what it's about. Getting the stress out, escaping the reality of the shitty
Yeah,
outside
go
world.
out, do your thing. So you do the pizza, you do the karate, you do the hands on fire, you do the circle pit, you do the stage dive.
Yeah.
Everybody does something.
Yeah.
You know, just go out and have a good time. That's all.
Vinny, if there was one band you think that was your favorite band back then, and maybe made you want to be a musician, what would the one band be you think that inspired you?
That's a real rough one because I liked a lot of the Discord.
Yeah.
You know, I like that album, the Discord album. I liked a lot of those bands. You know,
You like Minor Threat?
there's a lot of different Minor Threat.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was three guys. There was Al Burrell, which I talked to a lot, SSD Control, which I kind of imitate him on stage till today.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk shit about him all the time because I love him.
Yeah.
And he was from Boston. He was the Boston guy.
Yeah.
There was me from New York, Vinny Stigma from New York, and then there was Brian from Minor Threat.
Yeah, Brian Baker. Yeah.
Those were the three guys from the East Coast that brought the guitar. You know, Brian had the greatest chord structure.
Yeah, man.
Al had the greatest presence.
Mm-hmm.
He was the most powerful motherfucker on stage.
Yeah.
Till today, I tell you, I imitate him. While I'm playing my guitar, I push people out of my way. Get out of the way, you know. I still get a kick out of him. His Nancy is coming out with a book, and I did like a little op-ed for her.
Oh, nice.
Because she put on my show one time in Philly. Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
With Minor Threat, Agnostic Front,
wow.
SSD Control, and Flag at Democracy for like $3 or $5.
Holy shit, man.
That was the last time I think I talked to Ian McKay.
Wow.
Al Goel came to my movie premiere or whatever you want to call it, whatever, in Boston. Man, did I get him? Oh, I got him. I was on because I had to do that Symphorian thing, you know. So while I was on stage, man, I couldn't give him a more compliments than he ever got in his life.
That's
because
awesome.
He's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my guy. He's the way I like to. He was a horrible guitar player like me, you know. Brian was good. You know, me now, we sucked, you know. But there was something there.
Yeah.
With Al. There was something there, even with me, you know. And Brian, of course.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he still wears Agnostic Front shirts, Brian.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really.
That's awesome, yeah.
You know, I mean, we're forever people.
You are forever.
You know, we're like forever stamps, you know?
Yeah, you are. That's a good word.
Yeah, forever stamps. It's how we are, you know?
Yeah. Did you love the Ramones? Did you love the Ramones and stuff?
He's one of my heroes like that.
Yeah. Did you love the Ramones too?
Yeah, Ramones. I'm a Ramones fan.
Yeah.
You know, I never forget one night. As a matter of fact, it's snowing now in New York City. I go to my tattoo shop, and Joey Ramone is sitting in my tattoo shop.
Oh,
and you know how he is there with his legs crossed.
Yeah.
You know how he crossed like a skinny.
Yeah.
Like pelican, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, Joey, what's up? You know, snowing outside. What do you do? You should wear boots or whatever. Because he had the sneaker thing kicking,
Converse,
you know?
Yeah.
That night, I think he broke his leg or something.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, you know, whatever. I don't know. Something happened that night. But, yeah, great. Always there.
Always
those guys, you know?
Yeah, I see him walking around a lot, man. It was crazy, man.
Thank God we had them because they were the only, them and the Misfits were the only two bands from New York that were big, like, or crowd at, like, for a minute, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they were the big bands.
Yeah.
You know, before the hardcore thing took over.
Totally. Did you like Misfits?
I'm a Misfits fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they're fun.
They got some doo-wop. They got some doo-wop melodies. Yeah,
I just spoke to Jerry recently too.
Nice.
You know, I call him basically for Christmas or Father's Day or something like that. You know, I call you for Father's Day.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, I'll text you for Father's Day.
Yeah.
You know, I call Jerry. He's on my list for Father's Day too. You,
awesome.
him, Roger, a few guys. You know.
Yeah. Fucking awesome, man. Well, shit. Well, Vinny, thank you for your time. I think we covered a lot today, and the people that listen, you have to check out The Godfathers of Hardcore. It's an amazing documentary. Vinny, how did you feel about that documentary? Like how it showed? I just showed like it was amazing, man.
Well, you know, it's not what you. I think it'll be something different. It was streaming #1 on Showtime.
It's fucking awesome.
So
As deserved.
I guess it's doing all right.
Yeah.
It's not what you're thinking. As a matter of fact, Danny Schuler from Biohazard called me up. He says, "Yo, Vinny, I watched me and my wife. My wife was crying." I says, "You were crying too. Don't give me that shit."
I was crying too, for sure. Yes.
You know, really, it's a hard thing. It's an honest thing.
It is, man.
Ian McFarlane did a great job.
Killed it.
He's a great guy. You know, it was a great documentary. You know, it's about hardcore, the history of hardcore, the honesty of hardcore.
Yeah.
You know, and hardcore lives.
Exactly. You know why? Because you're alive still, my friend, and you're still fucking waving the flag and touring and living it. Man, you fucking live it. And I appreciate you in my life. I appreciate calling you my friend. I appreciate Agnostic Front, what they had done for all of us. And when I first moved to New York, you guys took me under your wing. You were on my first album and all that stuff. We played shows together and just.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
You're more than welcome, man. Really. And I'm always there for you. You know that.
I appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, check out this documentary. Look for Agnostic Front on tour. And yeah, man, Stigma, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. I know you're going on tour tomorrow, so I know what that's like.
Oh yeah, come to my show. Anybody who's listening, come to my show, and if your friends don't come, we'll crank call them for you. All right, Toby.
All right, bro. I love you, man. Thank you so much for today. Thank you, bro.
I love you too.
All right, take care.
Ciao.
Bye. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to the next one.